So, like a lot of people, as this week comes to a close, I have found myself very, very thirsty for a few words of hope. And I found myself reflecting on what it is that I had learned over these last 5 years that I might keep with me as I move forward. For the last 5 years, I've been invested in the work of reparations, of learning our nation's history through the lens of reparations, of being able to connect with advocates across our nation who are fighting to realize reparations in real time. And I thought about some of the things I've learned, and one of the things that I have learned that gives me hope is to know that history is always, always contingent. That where we are as a nation, we didn't have to be, but we made a choice. And if history is not inevitable, then the future is not inevitable either. It is created by the choices and the commitments that we make today. Second, as I learned U.S. history through the lens of reparations, I studied the white radical movement. And I learned about people and families that I never knew existed. I learned about Garrett Smith and John Brown. I learned about people like an Ann Braden and the Guermicke sisters. And what I saw in their lives is that in times that seemed absolutely impossible, they refused to rest in despair, and instead they lived into their convictions. And by living into their convictions, they were able to bring changes to our nation that were deemed impossible. But because they gave their very life, they made these changes absolutely inevitable, even if they did not live to see the changes themselves. After writing and publishing the book, I got to travel the nation, and this lesson was reinforced. And after the election broke my heart last year, I was able to be in a room full of reparations advocates. And what I saw there were people who were committed to giving their life to creating a land of liberty and justice for all. That is how hope is created. That is how hope is invented. Hope matters because it provides fuel for our fire of creating a nation just a little bit more worthy of our children. So as this week comes to a close, I'm reminded of what one writer wrote. He says, always remember that hope is invented every day.